What's going on, guys? I am back with more Madden 16 from E3, and this is actually some gameplay so you guys can see some of the new mechanics and new animations in the game. And this gameplay is from the Draft Champions mode that I previously uploaded. I uploaded a live Draft Champions draft, and this is the gameplay from that draft. So check it out and let me know if you notice any distinct differences between Madden 16 and Madden 15. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so they don't exist in the real world.
Correct.
No, so in this stadium, in fact, normally you would only get to it when you make it to the end of a Draft Champions run. Outside of that, you'll play in, I think we have 4 other fantasy stadiums that you play in the normal kind of regular season, but once you make it to the final game, this is the stadium you play in. For E3, we're showing this stadium.
So this stadium's in Los Angeles, we'll say.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, this is our
Draft Champions Stadium.
Yeah, the LA Giants.
All right, let's see how we did here.
Okay.
So you got the ball first.
Not bad. Not bad. I expect.
Okay, we're going to come out on offense here.
So one of the things you're seeing right away, that 3D element attached to the players,
Yeah.
something we're calling an augmented UI or augmented broadcast.
This too, even?
And this as well.
Yeah, this
just
is
kind of
great
new presentation
presentation.
elements
Those
to
quarterback monoliths.
pay off stats, give you data, give you feedback to play the game.
Well, it also helps because we have a drafted team to like show which player that was. You know, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Where that becomes interesting is when you're playing an opponent, a human opponent, and they're attacking you with a specific player, or they've got a really good cornerback, and you're like, well, who is that? You don't have to go into the pause menu and go to the roster. You actually see it real time during the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
And start out, did a little over the middle. That was a body low pass with a possession catch. Just tried to get the offense rolling a little bit. But I think next thing there, you see one of our new gang tackles. We have dynamic, organic, physics-based gang tackles this year. And for the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a shot to that awesome receiver you got. So if we go in our deep pass by concept playbook here, go down to shot plays. This is the new playbooks thing this year. And we'll go in here. We're going to take a deep shot to one of our receivers. Now, one of the things we like to do this year, if you go into Coach Cam here, you can actually see, if I dial around, look at my wide receivers, I'm going to look who has the better advantage. So right there, I can see I have a little bit of advantage there. A nice advantage there.
Oh, he did. He's going deep. Get the aggressive catch. Oh, and he gets it.
Oh my goodness.
So let's watch the replay on this. That was a body high throw with an aggressive catch. Basically, if you're going to throw it up into coverage, you want to hold that Y button to go for the aggressive catch, which will force your receiver to go up with the defender. And there you can see one of our new multiplayer catch interactions. You can see hand fighting on the route. This is all stuff we haven't had before.
What's the downside of choosing aggressive?
Lots of things, actually. Sean had the worst one I've ever seen this cycle. He was running a deep cross, and he did a possession catch, and his guy jumped in the air and caught it and fell on his back. The problem was there was no defenders near him. So they ended up catching up to him and downing him.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with aggressive catches. If you're wide open in space, it actually works against you because you come back to the ball to fight for it. Let me take a shot here at the end zone, see if we can't get a...
So another thing to look out for on this pass play is when you're in our default zoom camera, we actually have a new camera that stays fairly low to the ground and gets really tight at the point of the catch.
All right, I'm going to try one of the more difficult routes to throw, which is the fade. To our star wide receiver here.
Oh,
Good defense.
There's a player on the other team with a star beneath him. What does that mean?
So that highlights your best players. So your 3 best players for both teams will be shown with a star.
So I didn't see his best players.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's the 3 best players on your roster, though, not on the field at any given time. If that makes sense. So if 2 of your best players aren't on the field, you would only see 1 star. You know, if your 3 best players in your roster.
Yeah. So right, they have one of their best players is defensive.
Yeah,
Yep.
one of their tackles.
You got Shady here, so I'm gonna try to hit Shady on the Texas route here for the 6.
You got this.
Shady.
Got him.
Rex, you know what I like? I like the intensity with which you press buttons.
We all do.
Yeah, that's so good.
It's funny that you bring that up because the IT department at Tiburon refuses to give me any more. I've broken like 20 controllers this year alone, and that's not from throwing against the wall. It's just from sheer pressure
It's
that
just
I put
from
on
loving the
sticks.
game, though. It's just that's what game's about. Yeah, I love that.
So some nice new cameras here that we're in our 2nd year with our presentation director from NFL Films. He's done quite a bit of new work with the cameras. You saw it on some of the replays there.
All right, we're going to show you some of the new defensive stuff here.
Okay.
Here's one of the other quarterback monoliths. There's the Aug UI feature again. As you progress through your season and stuff, you'll see those stats will start to update. Cap's tats are back in the game.
You nailed those. That's
Odell
crazy.
Beckham's tats are in the game this year, and we hope to expand on those in the future. So let's go. Let's play some D here.
So what do? The players come in and you scan their tats?
We've scanned neck tattoos. We haven't scanned arm tattoos. We'll probably do that in the future. Today, it's simply been done from reference. We have amazing artists, honestly, that just do it from reference.
So he just did a possession catch on a flat route
Short
there.
gain, who cares?
Now, what's interesting about that is his AI, his traits. That's the receiver was saying there's a defender nearby, so let me just secure this catch and go down and avoid the hit.
Yeah.
And that's new this year that you'll see receivers doing that. Mainly your slot receivers, your possession guys will behave that way. It's a really valuable lesson if you're going over the middle and you're expecting a big hit from the opposite side. The A button can really bail you out of some catches. Let's see if we can get J.J. Watt active here.
Oh, wow.
There you see a nice four-man gang tackle. Really proud of that feature. I feel like it's the best powered ragdoll that the industry has. It can be dynamic where you have guys running with guys attached to them. We support a limitless number of defenders attaching to a ball carrier. So you're going to see some really, really cool organic gang tackles this year.
So when you were testing it, did you throw 12 players onto one just to see what that looks like?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting that the system is so dynamic that we never really know what we're going to get.
Yeah,
Every time,
yeah.
depending on the angle and how many defenders and speed, you know, momentum plays such a big factor in it that it's sort of like limitless outcomes.
What does say perfect for? What'd you do perfectly?
I jumped the snap.
Oh! Okay.
To the house!
There you go.
To the house!
There you go.
Go. Look at that.
Woo! Well, let's wait for the replay on that.
That's a good draft pick right there.
So what did you do right?
Nice.
What did you do right there?
You really don't have to do, the only thing I did there is ball hawk. So as soon as I saw that he was taking a shot, I pressed B to select the D-back and then just hold Y to go up. And I got some help there from another defender who came in.
So you're playing the ball. When you hit Y, you play the ball. So he's actually going for a swat or for an interception, which tipped the ball in that case.
So what you saw there was a multiplayer catch interaction between the defender and the receiver, but the third guy who came in was playing a swat that was independent of those two things, but when you watched it play out, you can't really tell what's scripted and what's not.
Yeah.
It all plays out organically. That's the heart of the system, is we want organic outcomes. And that's what you saw right there. I'm gonna try to finish them off right here. I'm gonna take a shot. See if I can break their backs.
Come on, Tannehill.
For the deep ball right away. Boom.
Got him.
Aggressive catch.
See, this is the thing about draft champions. When you have a 90 rated receiver and he's playing against a bunch of 70 base players, you can really do some damage. Draft champions and Mud are both very special that way, in that when you get a really breakout player and you go to him, he's a serious weapon. All right, so let's go to the running game here. Let's get Shady some carries here. We've done a lot of work on the running game this year. Blocking, ball carrier locomotion. The handoffs are different, which is timed up with the blocking better. And we also have some new mechanics like that. Like getting skinny, you can do a quick juke behind the line of scrimmage to cut off your blocks. We also have a get skinny mechanic, which will have your ball carrier turn his body sideways to get through blocks. So a lot of different ways to navigate through very crowded trench warfare this year.
What is the input for getting skinny?
RB.
Cool.
And it's only contextual behind the line of scrimmage. So once you're in the open field, it doesn't function like that. It's only when you're trying to get through your blockers. All right, so I'm going to throw a curl here. This is kind of dangerous. Let's see what happens.
Body relative low throw.
Jordy Nelson again.
Oh! So what you saw there was the new play receiver mechanic used by the AI there. What that does is if you time that button at the catch point and you collide with the guy who caught the ball while he's still catching it, you stand the chance of knocking the ball out of his hands. It's really something we haven't really had before, that ability to choose to either, you know, make the tackle, go for the ball, or try to strip the ball out in the catch.
So Rex, if you would have done a possession catch there, did you have enough of a window to pull that off?
It was close.
It was close, okay.
Oh! So what you saw there is another multiplayer catch interaction, but this was what we call a defender win on a knockout. So instead of just going for the pick, what he did there was played the receiver, and he strips the ball from me at the catch point. Let's take another look at it. Boom, swat right over the top. All right, I'm gonna go to a play that I like, but it's not that easy to run.
No, let's do a
Go
fake.
to-
Let's do a fake.
What kind of fake?
Like a fake
Fake
kick.
field goal?
Yeah, fake field goal.
Oh, it's getting crazy now.
Let's do it.
That's dangerous.
They're never going to see this coming.
So we also have the new NFL rules in for extra points. So,
Cool.
extra points. Oh God, I just took a flag.
Wow.
Oh,
That's what I get for talking
Yeah.
instead of playing.
Now we have to go big.
Yeah, we have to go big. So the new extra point rules are in. You can go for 2 from the 2-yard line, or the kick is actually further back now. based on the rules that were just decided at the NFL owners meeting.
Well, over the summer that just happened?
Correct, and we
Whoa.
had it in game a week later.
Holy cow. Were you stressed when that happened?
No, actually, because Coach Madden told us it was coming.
Okay.
We talk to Coach all the time, and he tips us off when there's potentially some... another drop. That's critical turnover on the goal line. But there you can see there that our catching mechanics are not OP. I know the community was a little bit concerned with seeing all these Odell Beckham catches.
Yeah.
It is very balanced, and there you can see that even on our 90 rated receiver, the defense was actually able to make 2 plays on it. Beautiful swat there right at the catch point.
Chip was so mad.
Chip was not happy.
He was so mad. It's weird to see him with the Giants logo on his hat, too. It's so strange.
We've done a lot of work on quarterbacks this year, mainly to separate pocket passers from scramblers and mobile guys, but also we've improved AI for pressure awareness. We've completely redone our logic for identifying open receivers. Quarterbacks will give you a much more competitive game against the AI this year.
There you go.
Oh, and terrible sack. Well, he had nowhere to go. He's getting pressure from both sides there. I'm going to send another blitz at him. Looks like he's struggling with the pressure a little bit.
He's nervous.
Get J.J. Watt in his face. Oh, they got me offsides.
Oh!
And there you see one of our new penalties. Now, Kyle, we're very excited about this. Our hardcore base has been asking us for years to get penalties in the game. So we've gotten a ton of penalties in the game. We got defensive holding, offensive holding. We've got pass interference on both sides of the ball, false start, offsides, face mask. In game, you'll see the animation of the penalty occurring. We have presentation flows for all of it. We're super excited about that feature.
I have to ask why your fan base wanted penalties. Is it because of cheesing online?
authentic.
No, it's authentic to the game. It's
simulation.
Like we've all been burned by a penalty as a fan of our team, right? And
Yeah.
you just expect to see it in an NFL game. So the fans want authenticity.
That's cool. That's a really, actually very interesting thing to add.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was at the top of our community request list. And we were a little bit nervous about putting it in. Like, is
Sure.
a casual crowd really going to enjoy that? But what you find this year is that when you get in a third down situation, you get a holding call, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and long, it changes your whole offensive mindset. So you start looking at the shot plays and taking plays down the field, where previously all you really had was Hail Mary and stuff like that. Now there's a whole playbook dealing with getting big yardage on 3rd down.
And how do you balance how the AI gets penalties?
Well, there's a very involved answer to that, but we have what we call a system of caps, and the caps basically are linked to real-world NFL data. So we only allow a certain number of penalties to be called in a quarter, and you can obviously modify that with our sliders. But we want to keep it as accurate as possible to the NFL. Ooh, big hit.
35 seconds, 34
You can make
seconds.
this happen.
Score before the clock runs
Oh, I
out.
just
Got
used my
one
second
timeout.
timeout unnecessarily. I'm going to have to get to our star receiver here. Well, I haven't gotten Jordy Nelson any touches yet. Other thing about penalties is players in the game have what we call a penalty trait. We also call it the high motor. Oh, God. There you go. Oh, amazing catch.
Time out,
He wants
time
the
out.
flag. You see that?
Jackson looking for the flag. He's not going to get it.
Okay. I guess we're so close you don't need the timeout. We're good.
No. Get
We're
it.
good.
You better go.
I can't risk my last
Look
time.
at him. I look at this animation too. That's so good. That's awesome as they're running up.
Should kill the offense. The halfback always in motion. Got him. Oh!
Oh, crushing hit. There's the AI using a play receiver on
He's
me.
a little hurt, yeah.
So I should have possession caught that. Would have bailed me out there. I probably would have ended up holding on to the ball, but because I aggressive caught, my catch chances are lower when I get hit. And there you see the risk reward that's built into the system.
That's cool, yeah.
All right, I'm going to do something crazy here.
What are you doing? What are you
I'm going
feeling
to do
right
a
now?
bootleg.
Okay.
This is probably a bad idea, but let's hope we can end it right here.
Oh.
Out of bounds with 2 seconds on the
Oh
clock.
my
Is it
gosh.
out of bounds?
No, 3rd and 10.
Oh, he didn't
No,
make
he
it.
didn't.
Oh, he didn't get the catch.
Catch.
He stepped
What?
out.
Challenge it.
So that's actually my fault.
It's a boot challenge,
So what I
right?
did there is I held Y, and I was near the sideline. So I didn't get my feet down. If I had held A, he would have gotten his feet down. This is the first time in
Yeah.
franchise history you actually have control. I got to go to my star wide
Of
receiver.
like stepping
here.
your toes in.
Exactly.
For the
Oh!
That was well done.
Count it,
That was well done.
That's Madden 16 in a nutshell.
Oh my
right there.
gosh.
Let's take a look at that replay. That was pretty money. Kyle,
Who was
you
that
actually
to?
jumped off the couch.
I
And
get
You're not
pumped.
even the one playing.
I get pumped.
Joe Horn of
Yeah.
the New Orleans Saints, the legend.
That's
receiver.
our legend. Yeah.
Boom.
Look at that in
That's cool.
traffic.
To end the half.
Touchdown, Giants.
All right, everybody, that is Madden 16 out August 25th this year. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. It was great.
Thanks for having us, Kyle.
Cool.